Afternoon, everybody. Happy Monday to everyone. How's everyone doing today? Well, I hope. Let's see who we have here today. Hey, Mick. Ice cream weather. It is. It is. It's like 85 here today. It's supposed to be 85 all week. Hey, Adam. Eating lunch, dinner in a parking lot at the park. That's nice. Nothing wrong with that. Nice fresh air. That's cool. Hello, Donna, flippin' frozen. How are you today? Excuse me. Large cup of Starbucks. Yeah. Yeah, I take her with me everywhere. And they always ask, do you want what they call a puppuccino for the dog? So I said, sure. And she loves it. It's just a small cup of whipped cream. Makes the dog feel important, I guess. May have to go to Florida to see a specialist, but it's way too early. Oh, wow. What kind of specialist? For your back? Because I just went to mine, as you probably know, last Friday. And hold on a second. Hello, Landshark Picker. Thanks for coming in. 50s today. Yeah, I wish it was 50s here. Yeah, we found toilet paper here too at Publix, which is our grocery store. No, I went, was it February 28th? I had 3 shots on both sides with steroids, some medicine to reduce the inflammation. And, okay, Adam. And it didn't really do anything. I woke up the next day and my head was really clear because usually I wake up and I'm still in a lot of pain, like this morning. And right now, I'm extremely dizzy, like very, very dizzy. Um, so I had to keep a journal, and I kept it for. He only wanted 2 days. I kept it for the whole week because it seems like the littlest bit of activity I did flared it up, and I was in a lot of pain. So I finally had my follow up because they were, the world ended and everything was canceled. So I finally had my follow up Friday. Now they want to do what's called a block. They go in again, and no steroids this time. In other words, the way she described it, if this is the nerve, they're going to put something right there, a numbing agent, I guess, to block it. And they said when they do that, I should be out of pain for 8 to 10 hours. If that works. It's only 8 to 10 hours. But if that works, then they go back again next month, and then they burn the nerve. So if this is the nerve, they actually burn it, and it ends the transmission to the brain of the pain. But then it only lasts for 12. Maddie, stop. Only lasts 12 to 18 months, and then the nerve grows back together again. So it's kind of scary crap, but I did. We saw the whole episode. I watched his whole episode, which was crazy. Yeah, his arm like blew up. But if you watch the whole episode, he even has one of those giant ants that's about this big bite him. Not in the same episode, of course. And then what they call this yellow wasp that's looks like it's about this big, that is supposedly the worst of the pain that you could ever have. He has that bite him. And then something called a tarantula, eagle tarantula or something like that, which looks like another wasp type thing. So you're a crazy bastard. I mean, but that's what his whole show is about. And I thought, and I think a lot of people that saw that episode or saw that video thought he was actually in Washington State when he got bit. He was in Japan or China, whatever it was, where they flourish there. He was there when they found it and trapped it and made them bite him and stuff. So still, why would you put yourself through that? I mean, it's a TV show, but how much would someone have to pay you to get stung by one of those things? You wouldn't, because I wouldn't do it anyway. Knowing me at this age, that'll be all I needed. Adam had a telemed appointment. Yeah, I go back the 22nd for this block thing, but then they said 3 days before or 4 days before, they're going to call me because then I have to go for the virus test first. And then if that comes back okay, then I can have the procedure done. So craziness, but you got to get through it, I guess. So what's everybody else doing today? Thanks for coming in, everybody. I know this is last minute again. I'm trying to get my 4:00 schedule back on track. I keep getting derailed at every turn. So, I'm trying my best here, but things keep popping up, and now I think, I'm sorry, just I put my house under contract the other day, and where are you going? Let's see. Sorry. Can't talk. I'm live on YouTube. Come on in if you'd like. It's my title company. Okay. It wasn't that fast, Adam. I put it on the market. This is my vacation home. I'm sorry for that interruption. I put it on the market. The next day, the world collapsed. So took it off the market because nobody was doing anything with real estate. And then after a few weeks, I put it back on. And I had to see if my property manager would help me show it because I'm an hour away from it here. So she agreed. I'll pay her for it, of course. She agreed and she showed because she's like 2 neighborhoods away, which is not bad. Probably 15 minutes away, where I'm over an hour away. But yeah, so that's it. People are still buying homes. That's for sure. Because I contacted my couple of mortgage professionals that I know, and I said, are you still closing stuff? And, the title company, are you still closing? Yeah, not as many, but yeah, we're still doing it. The interest rate's still excellent. So it's tough now. I just heard somebody on the news this morning. One of the, how they have in the newsroom, there's so many people that do so many different jobs. One of the guys was supposed to be under or look to go under contract on a house with his wife, their first home. And now because his wife got laid off or furloughed and he's reduced hours, they couldn't. So they have to wait a little longer. So there's people like that, they're going to be impacted that way, which sucks, basically. Little over a month. Yep. Actually, less than that. Because I played around with it. I took it off the market when I couldn't show, so just about a month. Yeah. I have to buy a car first. Yeah, we just looked ourselves. I want to get rid of my Jeep. And but I want to get something down here instead of back home, because back home when the snow hits, they salt the roads right away, and I didn't want to get anything that's going to start to have rust and stuff like that. Hey Jerry, how are you? So we started to look down here. Sandy's going to get rid of her car. I'm going to get rid of the convertible. And I'm going to get rid of my truck, my Jeep. Hey, CDL picker, Alan, how are you? And we're going to look at getting, it sounds weird. Oh, you just woke up, Jerry. Wow. For the first time in my life, I'm looking at a pickup truck. So my son just bought one. But now I think it makes sense. So I'm going to look at one. And then Sandy's going to probably get back into a Camry. But that's it. And that's the other thing. Cars are, if you could buy a car right now too, that's decent also. A used 217 Pilot is $30K with decent miles. Wow. That's the thing, Adam. I typically won't buy anything that's not suggested or recommended by Consumer Reports. So I'm one of those guys, although for the longest time we were into Toyotas. And it's just 3 years ago I traded my RAV in and I got the Jeep because I thought it looked cool, and I let that sway me instead of service and stuff. And then Sandy got out of her Camry and went into a Sonata. So now we're going back to the Camrys because they hold their value, and the service records on Toyotas is just fantastic. So we're going to stick with that. And they're still rated very good. Although if I was going to buy new, which I wouldn't, on a pickup, the Honda Ridgeline is rated better than the Ford Ranger, which then is the Toyota Tundra after that, according to Consumer Reports. Get a 4-door extended. Yep, that's what we were looking at. We looked at one just the other day, and I mean, I didn't realize too, certified Toyota, they almost double the they double the regular warranty on it. Because I don't buy an extended warranty, that's for sure. But hey, that's about it. So once I get that house sold, then I can worry about selling everything in this house and start looking seriously back home, because I don't have a lot of money to put down, and then we'll go from there. And hopefully I'll be back with family, which is ultimately what I want. I need the headroom. The ride is great, but mechanically just so. See, man, you're thinking wrong there. Mechanically, headroom is not going to cost you money. Mechanically is going to cost you money. Because if you have to keep going in for this service and that service and all that other happy doodahs, you're not going to be happy. I don't know, Jerry. I was just saying before you came in that, and anybody here, I'll put it here. Babink, baboo, baba, buddy, badoo, bada. There we go. Anybody want to come in and shoot the crap and talk a little? You can. Open mic day today because I'm just so behind the 8 ball today. I have my house technically under contract. Obviously, it was a new agent, and I had to correct the contract that she gave me. And then I put some counterpoints in there, and I said, just have your people initial here, initial there. She emails me back, and she says, well, I'm going to do a new contract, and they're okay with everything. And I said, you don't need to do that. You just need to have them initial here, initial there, and we're good to go. Schedule your inspections. I have to schedule now an estate sale because everybody that looked, well, 90% of the people that looked at the house wanted as a personal residence. So the house that I used it as was a Airbnb. So now I have to do an estate sale because there's 3 bedrooms full of stuff. There's linens up the kazoo. Hey, January house, how you doing? Um, there's TVs, video in every room in the house. There's a pool table. And when you use a house down here as a vacation rental, they don't use the garage. The garage is used as a game room. So I have foosball in there, air hockey, and a pool table. So now I got to get rid of those. I got to get rid of everything. The bad thing is everything in the master is brand new, just about. Um, so I'm going to do my own estate sale, I hope, and I'll have to price everything. You know, the linen, the china, the appliances, all that happy baloney, and do that. That should be a ball of fun. I'll start on those toys behind. Everybody says that, Jerry. Everybody says that. Not my Beatles stuff, but all the action figures. And I just got a solicitation a little while ago for the new, the second solicitation for the new G.I. Joe 6-inch figures. They're coming out in July. So let's see, I already have 2 cases of the new assortment coming, but now they're offering Destro and Snake Eyes case lots of just those figures. So obviously those are the hot ones that everybody's going to want. So I'm thinking maybe I'll get 1 case of each, because the Batman Who Laughs from McFarlane. Hold on. Hey, hey, Jerry.
Hey, Paul.
How you doing?
We're alive. We're moving.
Yep. As I was saying, those McFarlane just took over the Batman license. Hey, Melissa Cape, how are you? And the first shipment of the Batman from McFarlane was hot as hell, and the hottest figure was Batman Who Laughs. So I ordered a full case of the Batman Who Laughs, and I just, I'm not whatever they called it. No, not that. When you ask too much money for something, these people that go to Walmart or Toys R Us, whatever, buy all the hot stuff and then they mark them up 2-3 times. There's a name for those people?
Jerks.
Yeah, sort of. Thank you. I'm not one of them, but I priced my Batman Who Laughs the lowest on FBA and just sold another one today. Price gougers. Thank you, January House. Wait a minute, January House. Where the hell's my appliances here? I get so much crap on my desk from auction after auction. Thank you, January House. So I just sold another one today on Amazon for $54. That's how hot that figure is.
I haven't seen it at the stores here.
No, because they sold out like the day it came out. I think Walmart and stuff got their 2 or 3 cases. Target got them, and they were gone. So I lucked out. I ordered 3, and they were allocated, just like the Yodas. I ordered 3 cases of those, and not Yodas, the child. I ordered 3 cases of these, and they were allocated. I was able to get 1. Hey, old school picker. So I know they're thinking that the Destro, and who did I say it was here? Snake Eyes and Destro. And this is 6-inch now, 6-inch G.I. Joes. They're not going to be 3 3/4 inch. So they're expecting those to be the hot ones.
the bad guys are always the hot ones. Just like for wrestling, the women were the hot ones
Yeah.
because they were only packed one per case.
Yeah, short packed. Yep.
Now, also, just so you're aware, you know about this, right?
No.
These were basically Target only.
Okay.
And they're very hard to find in the card section.
Yeah.
But the one that everyone's going to be looking for is they did, the booster packs.
Yep.
There's one for Space Godzilla that on it says Death Corona Beam. And they stopped producing those because of the coronavirus.
Wow.
And there's already Japan, they've got them first, of course, but they're selling them on eBay for $150 a card.
Wow.
And the booster packs come out on the 15th. And what's the name of it again? Hold on. It is called Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths.
Really?
Yeah.
Game card?
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's the booster pack you got to look for and hope that, they haven't pulled those cards yet.
Right.
But if you get it, you got a $150 card out of that pack. But you know how many of these, like you said, all these people are going to be running in and they'll just pull them all off the shelves. So instead of you paying $5 for a pack, they're going to charge you $35 for a pack.
Right. Yeah, I don't have any accounts with card distributors anymore. I don't know if John does. John must, right?
He might. I don't know if he still uses that guy that was in
Woburn.
In Woburn. I don't even know if they're still open because I know for a while they were struggling. And that was when we were still up in Mass.
Right.
They were just barely hanging on. So I'm wondering if they're still there.
Wow. Yeah.
But he would be the one to know.
I know Anthony Pittsburgh has been going card crazy for basketball cards because there's one card he says that's worth, I think, like $100 or something.
Yeah.
It's always like that with cards. I mean, that's why a lot of us, when we had the stores and stuff, we would sell the singles and the commons and all that stuff just to help people locate those hard cards or whatever. But
but it's gotten worse over the years because they're just crazy up there. I remember when I used to go to Toys R Us, there was a guy that would have a cane, and it wasn't really for him for walking. It was so he would stand there and he would spread the cane out so people couldn't come close to the stuff that he was looking at. So that way he'd be the only one that was pulling stuff down.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
And you kick the cane right from under him.
Oh, I looked at him one time. He went to go put the cane. I said, "You do that, I'm going to break it." I said, "You don't stop anybody from coming over to look at toys. It's not your store."
Yeah, exactly.
And then he looked at me and he said, "Well, it's not yours." I said, "Well, technically it is because I'm the one that fills these shelves at midnight. So I think it is more mine than yours." Yeah. He looked and said, "Oh, you work?" I said, "Yeah, I work here."
Wow. So you have your stuff listed on eBay? I know we never talked about it a lot.
I do, just not as much because I've been finding that with doing the shows before we came down here, it was a lot easier to move the product. And I had less aggravation of someone saying, "Oh, it has this, oh, it has that, oh, this, oh, that." And they were just returning it, for whatever.
Right.
And I know a lot of times it was just because they found it either somewhere else cheaper or they just wanted to buy something else.
Right.
And they needed the money. So I said, "No, I'm not going to bother because it's just not worth it." If I put up anything, it was like high price items. Yeah. Because then that way it's worth my while. To say I'm going to put up a $10 toy, I'm like, no. I'm better off just doing some rinky-dink show, paying $50 for a table, throwing it out there, let them all take it, and then walk away and be happy.
True.
Christy,
thanks for coming in. Sorry, Jerry.
No, that's okay. I mean,
on the YouTube side, you can chat along with everybody.
Like I said, it's like I got this.
Oh, hold on. Old School Picker, believe that's Jimmy. If you want to come in also, I put the link in the chat already. But go ahead.
But like I got this, the Buck Rogers watch.
Yep.
You know, the pocket watch, wristwatch thing, whatever. So that I put up on eBay. I put it up for $275 or buy it now.
Yeah.
You know, but like I said, so that I know that once they get it, they're not going to send it back. 9 out of 10 times, the person who wants it, and that's it. But to say I'm going to
find another one,
but to say I'm going to go and put up something like this on eBay, you know, the back of the phone thing, it's like, no, I'm paying more in fees than what I'm going to make off the foolish thing. It's not worth it. Yeah. You know, before eBay used to be worth it, but the minute they started charging too much in fees, I was losing money on stuff.
Right.
I mean, it's nice.
A lot of people are talking lately, and I'm talking lately the last week, because eBay sent around their notice that if you haven't opted in for managed payments, I think by January 15th, you're going to be forced into managed payments. And people are not liking it because instead of getting your money instantly from PayPal, now it's going to take, I think they said 3 to 4 days. And some people need that money, I guess, right away.
eBay is doing that because they want to sit there and get the interest so that way they're making more money, as if they're not making enough off of you now. Because like I told them when I got mad at them, I said, you value the customer. And they're like, well, yeah, we do. I says, but you shouldn't be valuing the customer. That's our job. I says, your job should be valuing us, because if we're not here selling, you're not going to make $1. I said, but yeah, you're going to charge a customer just a PayPal fee. Whereas with us, you charge us a listing fee, a final value fee, and a PayPal fee. So we get whacked 3 times by you guys.
Right.
And yet you're saying you value us?
Yeah. Adam's saying he believes it's July 15th. And Flippin' Frozen says takes only 1 to 2 days, not 3 to 4. She's managed payments already and have had no problems with them. Yeah, that's my thing is I know they want to control everything. They want to make it easier for people to buy. So the people that don't have PayPal can just whip out their credit card and pay for it. But the percentage went up a little. And my thing is, man, I've had Square since the day they came out. So my rate with Square is fantastic, but then I get penalized if I want to use Square.
Yeah, that's like eBay. Me. I use Square when I do the shows.
Yeah,
it works out great. And like you says, your rate is low, so it's perfect.
Right.
I remember back in the day when on eBay, you could either get sent cash for the item, a check, a credit card, or PayPal.
Yeah.
But then, like I said, eBay got greedy and saw they were losing too much money and then said, oh, no, it's just PayPal. Unless you're a big store, then you can take any credit card that you want.
Right. Oh, I remember the days going to the post office with a ton of postal money orders and then them saying, oh, I don't have enough money in the register yet.
Well, I just ran into the biggest problem I've been running into, and it's happened to me a couple of times, is if I want to go pay for something and it's very expensive, PayPal questions it and then says, well, you can't send the whole payment. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to pay them then? I said, that makes no sense. And I just ran into it again that one of my poster people from my auction, I mean, like I said, he dropped like $1,800.
Wow. Nice.
And he tried to pay all the $1,800. They wouldn't let him.
Do you have a PayPal personal or business account?
I don't know. It's just a regular account.
Must be a personal. All you got to do is call them, because that's one thing.
See, this is what I got it on as a business.
No, I know we all have that, but I think you might have it under a personal. You can just call them, because there's one thing I do like about PayPal is when you call them, whatever, they are fantastic on the service. I mean, eBay is too. Sandy started listing things under her. She doesn't have a store, but she started listing stuff under her account. And for the life of me, I could not find where to set the labels. So I called them while she didn't know either. But while I was on hold, I found it. She says, "Oh, well, you didn't even need me in the first place." But she was very nice about it. And, that's one thing about these places is they are very good with the service. And PayPal, I've only had a few questions with them, and they've answered very nicely.
I've had bad luck with them, especially when I've tried to get reimbursed for something that when a few people have taken the money and run, and PayPal just sat there and questioned it and didn't want to pay up. And I'm like, look, it's before your time, before what is it? I think it's like 30 days or whatever. And they were like, oh, no, you got to wait. And I'm like, what do I got to wait for? I've escalated it. They haven't given me my product. I want my money back.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you still got to wait. I'm like, what for? What am I waiting on? Yeah. Oh, just to make sure. I'm like, it's been 3 weeks. I don't think they're going to send something that should have been here in 4 days. And if it's not here in 3 weeks, it's not going to be here.
Yep. Yeah, Flippin' Frozen said percentage should have gone down, not up. I think with managed payments, though, if I want to use my Square account, I have to pay another fee for that, which I don't think is right. But it's all stuff they're working out anyway, Flippin' Frozen. Melissa Cape says, yeah, I like the good old days. Money orders, checks, cash in the mail.
Yeah.
I can remember getting cash and people would tape quarters and nickels and dimes to a piece of cardboard or whatever and put it in there. But then those good old days, we did run into Adam's coming in. We did run into, because I remember John and I had the stores next to each other, and we were both putting stuff on eBay. And a couple of times we got returns, and we discovered hey, Adam, how you doing?
Hey, Adam.
I just logged into my can't join Xfinity. Okay, we'll use
You're in.
Yeah, I was going to try to use Wi-Fi. That's right. I'll just use
no problem. No, I was saying that.
Well, it's not a good angle for me.
No, it's fine. But I was saying that a long time ago, when eBay was just starting to roll in, and we were, my buddy, myself, and John, who's on Friday with me, we were doing a lot on eBay, and I was selling a lot of model kits, and John was selling a lot of different media stuff. And we started to get a return here and there for expensive stuff. And we got the return. We said, well, this is not mine. So I think after I got burnt twice, John and I started looking in various places in the product to put a little dab of fluorescent paint that you couldn't see by just looking. But when you held it under a blue light, you saw it. And the next time I tried to get they tried to get a return and I took it back, I called eBay right away. I said, this is not mine. And they said, well, how do you know? And I says, because I mark my stuff on the inside, and I'll send you a picture. And that time you had to send a picture that this is really not mine. And I fought it and won. And then after that, I put in there that, these items are marked. Make sure you really want it. And Adam's back again. I guess that Adam's not really Adam. This is Adam.
It was a clone.
Yeah. So, but
yeah, I was trying to get the chat up, and it's too much trouble.
No problem. So yeah, the good old days with them getting the money and money from heaven and pennies from heaven or whatever you call it. But then you had the early scammers that just never went away.
No, they got worse now.
Yeah, even to this day, even to this day, if I sell something expensive and I question it, I take pictures before, during, and after packing it, and I will put a mark still on it somewhere, just for my own
safety,
personal happiness, so I can sleep good at night.
We have an ultraviolet marker somehow.
I have that, but there's a lot of things you could do. Just where people are not going to look.
Right.
You know, you just open up something and say, all right, I'm just going to put a P here or something like that. And
Plus electronic.
it doesn't affect the value of the item because you don't see it. But you got to do what you got to do to protect yourself.
Sure. You get insurance, obviously, but, you know.
I mean, I watched.
FedEx is really tough with insurance. I know USPS is a little more lenient.
Yep. I look at a couple of people's. Now, for instance, this one thing really ticked me off. This is from Amazon, though. I sent this in FBA. All right. Brand new. You know how those plastic security bubble wraps come, or bubble cards, where you actually have to cut the card?
Yeah.
That's the way I sent it. Brand spanking new. Now, for some reason, this one is very expensive. So I think I sold it for $100 and something on Amazon.
Wow.
And yeah, I was blown away.
What was your cost on that?
I think I paid $2.
Oh, awesome.
So fantastic return on investment.
Wow.
So I got a return, and I asked Amazon, and I said, why is it well, they said it was defective. I said, it's brand new. I said, I want it back. Send it back to me. This is all that came back. No cords, no wiring, no booklets, no nothing. This has clearly been used.
Right.
And this is the way they shipped it to me, is in a bag. So I had to call Amazon and tell them, or I had to wait for them actually to call me. And I said, that's not what I sold. I sold a brand new piece, never been opened, had all the cords, had all the books. So they said they were going to give me credit, full credit on it. I have yet to see that come through, and that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, right.
But like I said, that's the same thing at times with PayPal. They'll do the same thing. They'll say, oh, we'll give you credit. And then you're like, I don't want the credit. I want the money back.
Yeah.
They're going to send me the product back. You know, it's like I tell any of my customers when they say, oh, well, I wasn't really happy with this poster, or, you know, gee, we could really use the money instead. You know, I'm like, I'm easygoing. I'm like, hey, we all hit hard times. I'm like, well, send me the poster back or send me the toy back. And they'll say, well, send me the money. And I'm like, no, I don't do that till I get the product back.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
When I get the product back, you'll get the money back.
Yep.
You know. Yeah. And you know, it's just like I said, it's just a funny thing.
They want the money and the toy.
Yeah.
They want everything.
Yeah, I'll send them the money. Then I never see the product back again. And it's like, yep, that's it.
Yeah. And I just want to say thank you everybody for coming in, spending some time with us this afternoon. I know it was quick. I didn't have anything really scheduled. It's been an odd day today for me. But if you could hit the thumbs up button for me also, and please subscribe so you know when I do go on, like a lot of you do. But yeah,
I'll get into a big fight with at the shows is with the so-called dealers who aren't dealers.
I see.
Because I say, well, do you make a deal, or is your product, if you have this item and you have it there on your counter for $10 and someone says, well, will you take $7? And you say no, I'm like, then you're a seller. You're not a dealer, because a dealer makes deals, you know. So you don't call yourself. I says, because you can't go to a supermarket and say, hey, I want a loaf of bread. Oh, it's $2. I'll give you $1.50. Supermarket's going to say, no, we're here to sell something. We're not here to deal.
Right.
But yet you get a lot of these guys and they're like, I'm a dealer. I'm like, no, you're a seller. There's a difference. The dealer is the one that says, I know I paid 50 cents for this. I've got it for $5. You want to give me $3? I'm happy. Give me the $3. You get the product. I'm a dealer.
Yeah.
But you get a lot of them that are out there right now, and they don't want to do that. And I like, especially now where everybody is trying to make money, I'm like, you would figure more people would be more inclined to deal, but they're not. I watch a lot of these videos on Facebook for the auctions.
Yep.
They're putting out books, and when they're putting them up, I'm checking on eBay they're putting out a book and they're saying, well, this is going for $20 and I'm finding it on eBay for $3. I'm like, is he getting $20 for it?
Yeah. Obviously, you understand that, but don't take anybody's word. Always do your research.
Yeah.
Right.
I find 9 times out of 10, it's either eBay prices or the prices that are quoted are way inflated as to what is selling for.
Yeah.
And just because something's listed for $20 doesn't mean it's sold for $20, but it's sold for 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Oh, remember, like we used to say,
not only do we, now this is one thing that I am kind of passionate about. As a seller, we should know what we're selling. We should know how to describe the stuff. But as a buyer, you have to do your due diligence also.
Due diligence, exactly. Yep.
It has to be a good mix.
But I mean, I'm not trying to disparage anybody, but don't take anybody's word. I mean, nothing personal.
Right.
Do your research.
no, that's what you got to do.
Somebody will say, "Oh, this is worth $40." Look, I was like, "Not on my eBay. It's not $40."
Yep. And KT Treasures, thank you for stopping in. Thank you for coming in. Just subscribe. Learn some things to watch for from auctions. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, Melissa.
I mean, we got a teacher's pay.
Yeah. There's there's a lot of different things, and look at the sell-through rates you may be holding on to it for months.
Yep, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, because a lot of people say it's listed for this on eBay, and we say no, you got to go to where it's sold and see what they actually got for it.
Right. Hey, Justin, thanks for coming in. It's true. It is true. I mean, like you, Jerry, you know your posters. Like sometimes I'm just friggin' amazed. Now, I've known you for over 30 years, but you could just rattle off prices and stuff like that, like nothing. You know your posters and stuff. I mean, you know, people talk to me and they say, well, what about this? What about this? Listen, I don't know everything. I owned a comic book store twice now, but I don't know everything. I'm not a certified grader, but I know it's good condition compared to fine condition.
Yeah.
And I know that because people ask me ever since I started selling comics on the various auctions I've been on, people always ask me, gee, do you think this is a good buy? Gee, do you think that's a good buy? And I tell them straight up, don't buy anything from the mid to late 80s through today because they printed millions and millions and millions of copies.
Yeah.
If you want to invest in a comic because you like it, or if you get a deal and you think you could resell them, you got to look for old stuff, 50s, 60s, 70s, the latest. Hey, Ed, how are you? Come over to the YouTube channel and you can see everybody's chat. And they can see yours. But yeah, people are always, you know, it's just weird the way, you know, it's just weird. I think we really need to, we got to do our due diligence. We got to look.
But that's it. Like you said, we as the seller, we're supposed to know our item. And there's a few times that I've been watching, and LaSalle will be watching with me, and these guys will be like, this comic is it's Batman. And they'll and you're like, you're selling the product and you don't even know what you have.
Right.
I mean, it's like already you got a problem.
Yep.
So now how are you going to expect someone to buy it from you if you don't even know what you're selling?
I've been following now 2 comic guys. One's from Attleboro back home, and I forget where the other guy's from. I've been watching them both for probably over 2 years. And the comics they specialize in are like just the variant covers. You know, this is this variant, this is so-and-so's variant, and they want big bucks for them.
Yeah, they're playing like what non-sports is doing. I remember, I used to do just the non-sport cards.
Yep.
And I gave up was the time I was at the Boston Sunday Funnies, which was once a month, and a guy came in.
Wait a minute, not the Sunday Funnies.
Yeah.
No, who does the Sunday Funnies?
No, that turned into the Boston Comic Con.
Okay, because Sunday Funnies is my name. I still own that name.
Yeah, no, it used to be Boston Sunday Funnies. It was once a month.
Way back when.
Way back when. See, remember, I'm old, Paul.
No, I know, because then I took it over from those guys.
Yeah, but
that was good. That was downstairs in the hotel, the Park Plaza, right?
Yeah. And I was set up there, and just when the variants were first starting to come out, just one guy had to have the set of variants. It was like 5 variants, the chase card.
Yep.
And I gave it to him for a good price. The following month, I show up at the show. The guy comes over. He wants to trade me those chase cards for the newer chase cards. And I was like, enough. I've had it with these, because that's all people wanted. They didn't want the basic set. They didn't want the stickers. They just wanted the chase ones. And that's what is with the comics. You can go over and see, like, I just got in this one. See, for Spider-Man 800.
Yep.
This is one of 800 different variant covers.
Yeah.
That they did.
Crazy.
But they asked, but by having this in the set, boosts up the value for Chris down the road. I won't get all 800, but I'll get, if I can get them cheap, I'll pick them up. But some of these people will put out something like that, and they want $75 for it. And now the new thing that they're doing is they call them the virgin cover. You don't have any of the writing on it at all. It just tells you the number.
Oh, right.
That's it. And now those they're asking even more for.
Crazy.
So, where's it going to stop?
Well, that's when we had the stores. I mean, I had my store back in the mid '90s, and Marvel started doing a ton of variant covers. All the store owners bitched and complained, and then after a year or two, they stopped. And now all of a sudden, well, this is how we could make more money, so let's just do it again.
Yeah.
Sorry if we're boring you, Adam, with comic talk, and everybody else.
But it's still all on the same line of, you got to be careful of what you're getting. You got to know your prices, and you got to just be watchful. And, it's like anything else. When you go to like a comic show or a convention, you say, I'm going to stay away from these dealers because they always charge a high price. I'll go to these guys because they're fair, know. And sooner when you wake up.
Like the last show I went to, which was now 2 years ago, we went and Sandy said, aren't you looking for that? And I said, yeah, but I am not paying that. I won't pay any more than this for it because I'm just going to open it up and put it with the rest of them. I said, people that want that at that price are just going to put it on the shelf just the way it is now, still in the box. But so I mean, when people are looking to buy stuff, they should also have a ceiling to how much they're going to pay and not get caught up into it and not go over that ceiling.
See, like me, I keep a lot of my stuff in the boxes. The main reason is that since you know me, I'm more like a gypsy. I've moved enough times. So if I got to move, it's easier to pack while it's still in the box. And I just put it in and I go, But I mean, if I can, I open them up, and I rather display them because, like I tell people, I don't care what you paid $100 for it. Open it up and play with it. It's a toy.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. She said it's not boring.
Yeah.
Love to learn about new areas. One thing, see what I've been doing is because I love the characters so much is I'll pose them. I do different kind of poses with them, like he's squashing the hell out of Carnage. Now, granted, I have a fine piece of wire there to keep it together, but that's the kind of stuff that I do with it. Is I want to make little scenes.
Well, you get the other people, they'll buy the figure and they'll repaint it.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I have King Shark stepping on Flash. I have Venom holding up the 2 Spider-Woman and Silk. I like different things like that. So, and not that I play with them, but I stage them, I guess I would call it.
Well, that's like mine over here. Where is it? Up here. Like, see the Godzillas there?
Yep.
After a couple of days, I'll go over and I'll repose them.
Yep.
So that way they look different. I'm like, okay, you're done doing this. Let me move your arm here, your head this way, your wings this way. Okay, we're good.
Did you hear that NECA is going to come out with a 30-inch Bruce from Jaws?
Yeah.
It's probably going to cost $300-$400.
Well, I got my Sideshow one that was done like 15 years ago, limited edition. We had bought 2 of them at the time, cost us $400.
Wow.
And we sold one that didn't have all the extra bells and whistles, but it was still a low number. We ended up getting $2,500 for it back then.
Wow.
This one that I got is over there, still sealed in the box with all the plans and everything, and it's a low number. I figure if I were to sell that, it's going to go for at least 35, because you don't even see it on eBay at all.
Not at all.
You know, and with the resurgence coming back for Jaws, because they got a new book coming out all about.
Hey, hold on, Melissa Cape, how are you?
Oh, good. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Great. Finally, good to meet you.
Well, I'm gonna pop out. I can't hear a word you guys are saying. I'm gonna pop out. Just listen, all right?
Okay. All right, Adam.
I'll pop out.
Yeah, I think Adam was having some reception issues.
Yeah.
So how's everything on the Cape, Melissa?
Oh, good. Good.
Did you enjoy your
Yeah.
snow?
Did I what?
Did you enjoy the snow?
Oh, yeah, that was so weird. It was like we just had some flakes in the air. We didn't have a whole lot, but then yesterday it was beautiful and we were celebrating Mother's Day out on the deck. That's New England for
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
you.
Oh
We
yeah.
know that well. We're New Englanders.
Yep.
Yep. So what's with you today, Melissa? What are you up to?
Well, I've actually I've been sorting a giant lot of Hello Kitties that I bought. Somebody locally on the local Facebook yard sale group was selling their collection of Hello Kitty plush. So I'm slowly working my way through this giant bag of little Hello Kitty tie plush.
Any original Japanese stuff?
I don't know. I actually don't know a whole lot about Hello Kitty. I just figured for the $50 investment, there was some money there. So I really need to research them and see what I've got.
Oh, okay. Yeah, check the tags, because Hello Kitty started in Japan long time. It's like the Power Rangers. They were in Japan 10 years before they came here. But
Yeah,
Okay.
Japanese ones, they got some money.
yeah, people were going to look for the original Japanese stuff because you couldn't get it here. It's very unusual. You know,
Okay.
you had to buy it from somebody overseas or whatever.
It's like I've got some of the Pokemon cards that they're the Pocket Monsters, which is the original Japanese ones.
Excuse me.
Over there, they were called Pocket Monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Neat.
So you got to watch out for that. When you get it, you got to look at the back. Okay, it's Pocket Monster. Okay, those are the Japanese ones. So
Right.
those are a little
Awesome.
bit more.
Yeah. So it's good to finally meet you face to face.
Yeah, you too.
Put a face to the name. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, great to come on.
And you're where now? Chatham, was it?
No, I'm in Barnstable.
Barnstable. And John, my buddy John, just opened. He moved his store to, I want to say, Wareham.
Wareham.
Yes.
Wareham. That's
Yeah,
close to the
Wareham.
Cape, right?
Yes.
That's
Depending where he is in Wareham, it's about a half hour unless he's way out.
Okay. That's
but
before the bridge,
not
right?
far. Yeah, it's
That's
not
unless you
far
hit
at
the
all.
traffic on Route 6.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
No traffic, it's a half an hour. Traffic, it's 2 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
last time we went home, Sandy, I asked Sandy, I says, you want to go see if we could stay for a couple of days on the Cape? And everything was booked, solid. I said, all right, let's just go home. And we stopped somewhere else, I think in Richmond or something like that. Because every time we go home, we drive. But we haven't been to the Cape in years.
Really?
Yeah. And the funny thing is, you know, my buddy Dave from up there, we lived in Massachusetts our whole life. And we ended up going to Vegas for a show once, and we're sitting at the bar, and the two people next to us were talking about, we just went to Martha's Vineyard. I said, that is so strange. Both of us have lived in Mass our whole lives, never went to Martha's Vineyard. And these two people from out of state don't even live there, but they went. I just thought that was so peculiar. Still, I've never been to Martha's Vineyard.
People that are in New York don't go to the Statue of Liberty and places like that.
Right.
Because they live there, so.
Yeah.
Right. You live there and you don't always do the things that the tourists do. I'm sure there's plenty of things here that I haven't done, way down Cape.
See, I've done all that because when friends would come into Boston to visit me, I would say, what do you want to do? Well, we want to go here. Okay, so I would take them to all the touristy places. So I would see them all.
Yep.
We want to go to Bunker Hill. Okay. We want to go to Old Ironsides. Okay. We want to go down to the Cape. Okay. And that was it. So I was the tour guide.
I wanted to swan boats.
Yeah, I've done that a couple of times for people. So there's where Paul Revere lived, and here's where John Adams is buried, and here's this, and here's that. Yeah. Wow, I didn't realize there was so much history here. I said, well, this is where it started.
Yeah.
That's right. Yep, ton to see and do for sure.
Oh yeah. And if you don't like the weather, just wait 5 minutes.
Exactly.
It'll change.
Hopefully we'll be back up there in a couple of months for at least a month or so. But we could start looking for a place. We're not looking in Mass though, because taxes are still way high.
So we're going to go New Hampshire?
New Hampshire, southern New Hampshire. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. My daughter's up in New Hampshire.
Yeah, my in-laws live in Derry, New Hampshire. My buddy Dave still has the smoke shop. He's got 3 of them now. The big one in Salem. But he lives in Salem, New Hampshire now, too.
Oh, nice.
My son just bought a house. Well, not just. I think it's been 2 years now. He bought a house in Sandown, which is okay. It's huge for him, though. I mean, I just couldn't believe it. But his garage is probably as big as my house. But that's what he wanted.
Wow.
But that's also because out in New Hampshire, you have all that land to build on.
Right.
Yes.
We had our next door neighbors when we were still up there in Mass before we moved down here. They moved up to New Hampshire. And the funny thing was, he would complain about shoveling the snow.
Yeah.
He got a driveway that's like about a mile long.
Yeah.
You're like, you went from a small sidewalk to this huge driveway that you now have to plow. He had to go and buy one of the little plow tractors so he can do it. And we're like, that's silly.
Right. Yeah.
But he says it's nice because, it's quiet. I wouldn't mind it. It's nice to visit, but I have to be near everything so I can get to it and, get back. I don't like doing my groceries and saying, okay, it's going to take me 20 minutes to get home with everything.
Yeah, that's true. You don't see a half-day event going to the supermarket.
Right. My big thing is just to be close to family again. That's what it's all about for me.
I didn't have to worry.
My daughter loves it up there in New Hampshire.
Yeah. Yeah, no, my son came here and he lasted a year and then went back home. And then by the time he got home, he figured all his friends left and went on to other things. And I said, well, what do you want? But he's doing very well what he's doing. So.
Oh, good.
We'll get there. It'll happen. Hopefully our house will be under contract and then I can start making some moves and doing some stuff.
How long have you been down in Florida?
16 years. So
okay.
Probably 15 too many.
Not for me. This is fine for me. Like I said, I love the heat.
Yeah, I hate the heat. I'm hating it more and more.
No, I love it when we take a trip and we go to the Philippines.
Really?
Oh, yeah. We're sitting there in the 105-degree heat. And I'm just like this, not sweating. It drives us all and their family crazy. They're there with their face cloth and they're like, oh, it's so hot. And they look at me and I'm like, what? It's fine.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
like, what? I'm like, you live here.
Right. Yeah, that's the one thing about Florida. It took, everybody says give it 2 years. You got to give it 2 years for your blood to thin out enough. And man, I took like every one day of those 2 years before it worked for me. And then it was fine. But now, man, 60 is cold. So it'll be a change to go back. Hopefully my body won't fall apart as bad as back home when everything thickens up.
Well,
Yep, that'll be
you gotta
great.
especially you're like me with the back problem.
Yeah.
And that cold is going to hit you.
Yeah, but I mean, we spent November up there last year, December up there 2 years ago. So last year was the first time I shoveled snow in 16 years. But I like it, you know. I guess being with family and everything is that's my determining factor right there.
Yep, to be close to family is important.
Well,
Right.
you do what's good for you, and that's it. And that's, like I said,
Right.
my thing was because of Chris with the asthma. He does well with the heat. The cold, forget it. He's done.
Wow.
He's on his nebulizer, come November, December, January, basically into February, he's on the machine 4 times a day.
Oh, wow.
I can't see him dealing with that. We came down here for a couple of weeks. He was running all over the place like a nut, and I said, "No, we're gonna move down here." I said, "Once everything is settled, we'll move down." He's been down. We've been here 3 years now. I think he's used his pump one once, and
Wow.
that's it.
Wow.
Wow.
That's amazing.
So I'm like, between me, like I said, it's good for me because I don't mind the heat. But the main thing is, as long as the little guy is healthy, I'm like, I'm fine.
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have any more family back home or whatever, that's for me. It's all Sandy's family anyway. Mine's just about gone. But at least my son is the big thing for me. But so any sales or auctions for you coming up, Melissa? Are you doing your own yet?
I am not. No, not yet.
Any desire?
No. Right now it's mainly I'm just doing like eBay that I've done since 1998, and now I'm doing the Facebook Marketplace thing. So, yeah, I don't know if I'll start making my own videos on YouTube or not, but
you could try like what I'm doing. I'm doing the Facebook Live, and I sell my posts.
Oh, I've never done that.
Yeah, there's a lot of people. Like right now, Mr. Buys a Lot is on Susan Backer's Vintage Ephemera page every day at 5:00, and they do a Facebook auction. And it's interesting. It's very cool. They don't have as many of the issues as we have on YouTube. A lot of times the lag is not as bad on Facebook as it is on YouTube. And now with StreamYard, the second to last time, because I have a paid version of StreamYard and I can go to Facebook and YouTube. And about 10 minutes into the broadcast, it said, "You cannot do Facebook. We're having a big problem. Things won't be sorted out right away. So you have to delete the Facebook stream and just do your YouTube." And then it allowed me to continue. But you got to do what they say.
If you do Facebook, though, use your phone if you got unlimited
Minutes.
No, not minutes.
Data.
The data, yeah. So that way you get a clearer reception. You get see right now she's frozen on me.
Oh yeah, me too.
See, but you get very little of that when you use the phone and it's the unlimited data, and you go and you do Facebook Live that way. And well, you saw my videos. You see, we had I think it was maybe a 10-second lag was the longest we ever had.
Right.
Usually we were at maybe 6 or 7.
Right. And Susan, when she does Mr. Buys a Lot's auctions, because she's the one that does them, Oh, we lost Melissa.
Yeah.
When Susan does them, she is on her cell phone.
Yeah, because they're finding the same thing. That helps you a lot better than using your computer.
Right.
So
yeah, they say when you're on the Wi-Fi is when you have the problems because then you're connected.
Yeah.
That's why it's going to be really awesome when we all get 5G. Yeah, when we all get 5G, it's going to be a whole different ball of wax there for everybody. It'll be so good for everything when we get 5G. That's why they're putting up all these satellites all the time to hope expand that. I mean, they have it in other countries like China and Japan. It's about time we get it.
Well, it's all the money issue. I mean, I can still I can go down the road to go to Walmart, and there's a community called Independence.
Yes.
About maybe 2 minutes into Independence, my phone will go because it's telling me that there's no signal there.
Oh, right.
And it'll be the whole way through, even when I get over to the other side where Walmart is, it'll be like hit and miss. Right. And I'm like, all it takes is to put up a tower, but they don't want to put up a tower.
Yep. Adam, it's Susan Backer's. Hold on a second. I should have a link here. They might have posted saying we're
here. It is.
Yep.
Can you see that?
I got it. Copy, paste. Backers, Ephemera Group, Vintage, Paper, Books, Photos, Antiques, Live Auctions. Every day, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Mr. Buys a Lot and Susan puts out everything. Great assortment of stuff. I bought some posters from Mr. Buys a Lot because he had some Big Daddy Roth style automotive stuff that my son I knew would be into because they were awesome. And my son loved them. I think he was framing them. But he buys out stuff, so he's got a lot of stuff. And with that, I know it's a little over an hour for us. So I'm going to cut it here. Jerry, thanks for coming in.
No problem.
Melissa Cape, sorry we lost you, but it was good to finally put a name to a face or a face to a name. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Flippin' Frozen, Adam, January, everybody that came in. I will have a schedule for my next auction coming up soon, I hope. And then next Monday and Tuesday, it's Inventory Lab with a 2-day session on how to use Inventory Lab. And if anybody wants to come in and do an auction with me, just let me know. Send me a message or whatever, and we'll put stuff together. All right. Thank you. Yes. Thumbs up, everybody. Thank you for coming in. Thank you, Lisa. Everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good night.
Good day.
All right. Bye, Jerry.